Hey folks, everything new under the sun. Sorry, I've been taking a few days off here. My computer was down and I was restoring it. And of course, a lot has happened, as I have said in the past. And this one is showing Zero Hedge. Zelensky shows off newly arrived U.S. F 16 jets from a secret location. Yes, that's correct. They now have F 16s on the ground, likely to be piloted by NATO um, pilots. This is a significant escalation. And so we're going to see what comes of this. But this is not even the significant news. We turn our eyes to Israel and potentially look to the Psalm 83 war, Ezekiel 38, where the inner circle of nations has come against Israel, and Israel is taking them out. Gaza, they're now going after Lebanon. So the Psalm 83 prophecy is about really Israel going after that inner circle of nations, so that once the inner circle are addressed, they can go to the outer circle, which would then include Turkey, Iran, and other nations that are trying to destroy Israel. And so someone suggests that Israel's right in the middle of Psalm 83, taking out that inner circle, that inner ring of nations, the nations right on her border there. And so with that, let's take a look. This is Zero Hedge. Trigger for World War III just arrived. What are the implications for Americans? So the writer says, my point of view, World War III has already begun, at least in terms of in economic terms. And I suggested to you again that that probably started with the war in Ukraine, and that was the start of the axes on the good guys and the bad guys, whoever those are. That's when they started setting up camp and saying, I'm on this side, I'm on that side. And this is going to boil down to effectively World War III. Let's not forget that the fact that the Ukraine is essentially a proxy for all NATO against Russia. And the situation in the Middle East is about to become much worse because of the alliances involved and the fragile nature of the global energy exports. There's a danger of systematic collapse should a wider war break out. This is why you need gas. This is why you need fuel of any sort. This is why you need maybe some solar options, some off-grid options that don't rely on the grid. We're going to talk about an article about Israel shortly, where the suggestion is that Iran is going to take out the communications. That's what they're going to first take out IDF communications, and that probably means wider civilian communications in Israel. And they're creating, they're making a big push to not only create bunkers, but warn the citizens to move into bunkers as retaliation for the assassination of Hania in Iran or since that has happened. So, war is imminent. Economic trouble is imminent. That means you need to have everything that you parts, nuts, bolts, screws, shingles for your house, all sorts of regular things that you go through, things that are perishable. You're going to want non-perishable foods, products that you go through, like filters and paper and screws and nails for fixing buildings. You're going to need to supply those right now because the supply chain will grind to a halt when this thing really kicks off. So I'm warning you now, everything's cheap and easy right now. When it's cheap and easy, that's a good time to stock up. Do what you can, basically. I'm not saying I have millions of dollars to stockpile everything. I don't. But where I can, I try and kind of get a little bit here, a little bit there, to be ready. There is potential for a near-term war and potential we might lose such a conflict. Yeah, that's right. The good guys might lose. The West, NATO, we might lose it. We won it in World War II. But is that luck going to hold out? Is Lord's hand of blessing going to be on us? Probably not this time, I would suggest. We need our allies to produce more. It says, this is Eric Edelman, who serves as the vice chair of the U.S. National Defense Strategy Commission. And he is warning about the impending conflict. So we don't have a production base for the weapons of war. Now, it can spin up fast, and during war, governments do what they need to do, and usually civilians kick in the effort as well because they have no choice and because they think they're the good guys. And in World War II, that might have been a noble thing to step up and help the war effort. But Is it now? I think there would be a great argument for maybe that we're not really looking for peace in Ukraine. So, will there be as many people stepping up? We need to produce more, he says. Our defense industrial base is in very bad shape. The European defense industrial base is even worse shape. We need our industrial base, their base, and the industrial base of the Pacific allies, Australia, Japan, South Korea, Taiwan. They all need to be stepping up because to match what Russia, China, Iran, and North Korea are doing is beyond our ability to do it ourselves. So that's striking. We're playing catch up now. This is the jittery Israel braces for a 5-front war as officials predict Iran to attack Monday. So this is Monday now. It's already Monday in Israel. Iran hasn't quite attacked yet, but they are warning that they're going to do a significant attack on Israel, much worse than what they did before. Again, because of Hania and the other leaders in Lebanon there. And it's a multi-front war. So again, you talk about 5-front war, you talk about Ezekiel 38, and you talk about Psalm 83, inner circle and outer circle of nations. It says, Joyce Karen, this is on Twitter, Iran attack seen as early as Monday. U.S. forces arriving in the region. Israel says plans in place. Foreign nationals leaving Lebanon. Hezbollah and allies coordinate response. Houthis are targeting ships, and the suggestion is that Russia is really helping the Houthis. So 5-front war, this is War News 247. Israel opens underground nuclear shelter in Jerusalem for country's leadership. It says, for the first time in decades, the Shin Bet has opened underground nuclear bunker in Jerusalem known as the Doomsday Bunker, which will house the country's top political leadership and officials of defense and security complex. A sign that Israel is preparing for a large war with unknown ramifications. So here is the tweet. The Shin Bet has completed its preparation for the operation of underground command and control. Again, we have details of the large underground complex in Jerusalem for senior military officials. According to the Al-Madin service in Lebanon, Iran believes that the assassination of Haniyeh crossed red lines, so Iran will respond in a way that crosses Israel's red lines. Now let's see. So I think that was that. Let's go to this one. So this is the significant one, and I'll end with this one. War News 247, emergency civil defense plans in Israel. Iran to strike IDF communication systems and targets across country. Now, I've said it before. When World War III breaks out, you won't know it. Why? Because communications will go down. The attacking country will take out all communications, cell phone, internet, satellite services. They will go after all those. And when a country is in disarray and the government is just concerned about keeping its country and its citizens under control, that's the perfect time to attack. So they go after communications first, and many others have said that as well. So, will you know when World War III starts? Well, when your internet mysteriously goes down, when your cell phones lose signal, and you can't make calls. Pay attention. That may be the start of it if you're paying attention. Most people will have no idea. They won't know what to do, and they're not prepared. But they're getting ready for this. So this is interesting here. It says, IDF Home Front Command designates radio stations for emergency broadcasts in case of major attack. This is where you're going to need an AM radio, for example, a basic AM, FM radio to receive any information from the government. Now, you may say, well, I don't trust what the government's putting out. They're going to put out narrative over in North America. And that may be true, but you need to know what the government is saying so you can make your own decisions. So you at least need to collect information. You need to be intelligence collectors. Information. It's just like ham radios or other FRS radios. Listen first. Listen and collect information. Only communicate, only transmit when it's absolutely necessary, when you absolutely have to. Most of the time, you're just going to be monitoring, listening to the other chatter so you can understand what's going on. That way, no one can locate you. No one knows you're listening. No one knows you're there. That way, you're still your positional security, your security in your house and such is secure, is intact, if you will. Again, if nobody knows you're there, nobody knows you're listening, that people can't locate you. They can't triangulate where your signal's coming from on transmit. When you transmit any radio, there's software, computers, and systems that can triangulate your whereabouts and figure out where you are. So again, you want to have lots of communication devices, but for the most part, you want to listen and collect information. And so that's what the IDF Home Front Command is warning here. Basically, get ready. Religious Israelis can leave their radios on. Stations will run no programming aside from incoming missile alerts. So all radio stations will be commandeered by the Israeli government and the military to give missile alerts and other important government broadcasts, basically, which is interesting. And they're preparing for something more than what happened before, where there was like 300 drones and missiles sent. They're preparing for something significantly more than that than last time. According to Israeli media, Israel Hayom, the assessment of the attack will include attempts to disable communication systems in Israel. Again, that's the first and obvious thing that they're going to do. If they can get panic and disarray happening in Israel, that means Iran can attack and do whatever they want. Meanwhile, the IDF is just trying to keep the public under control, and so is the government. Israel believes Iran's Axis plans to attack from all directions to evade and saturate its air defenses. Cruise missiles and drones can strike through Egyptian airspace or the Mediterranean. Israel is ready to go to war with Hezbollah and respond aggressively. So yeah, it goes on. Russian and Iranian accounts are claiming that Murmansk's BN long-range communication jamming systems provided by Russia have been installed at several locations across Iran. These systems are specifically designed to disrupt and jam communication between air and ground. They're getting ready for a counterattack. There is direct support of Russia. Again, Ezekiel 38 and 39, who does it include? Iran, Russia, Turkey. Russia is now intimately involved with Iran, and will turn against Israel very, very quickly as soon as Iran, asks them to, very likely. So all communications will go down. Are you prepared for all communications to go down? Do you have options? Do you have alternatives? Do you have methods of listening in so you can hear at least what the government is saying and what your neighbors are saying, what other people are saying, so that you can gather intelligence and use that to your own advantage? That's what you need to be thinking about right now. So be prepared. This hasn't started in Israel. Iran is probably waiting for a time when Israel least expects it. This is going to pop off overnight in Israel, late our time, either Monday night or sometime through the week. Iran's going to try and do a surprise attack. They're not going to do it when Israel's expecting it. And Israel is effectively on full lockdown at this point. So be prepared. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.